right? But the whole time I'm really walking around blind with blinders on because it's a plot. And so now when I got introduced to Irv and doubting them and they started pointing to me, and then I just started paying attention. I was waking up daily. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing stuff daily like, oh, this what they talking about. That's what this is. You know, just not necessarily. I told y'all about the story when I went to seminary, and my home told me I was going to hell, right? I told y'all that story, right? And that was the beginning. When he told me I was going to hell, I'm like, dude, how you gonna know? If I don't believe in Jesus, I'm going to hell. I ain't with that. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? What make you better than me? You feel me? I ain't going no hell. And then I asked about Jesus, and Doc told me that I can't fathom God. And then, you know, somebody had to atone for my sins, and because I couldn't. And so I'm like, okay, cool. There's little things that started to make sense to me. And I know over these, how long they been here? 12 months, almost 12 months. For some of y'all that been here almost over 12 months, I know some of this stuff has started to make a little bit of sense to you. And if it has, man, why would we then choose death and not life? And you can talk all day about you choosing life. I'm with the Lord, but everything you do is opposed to that. And just because you ain't shooting nobody or raping nobody, them extremes. But what about your attitude? What about how you treat people? What about how you respond to corrections? What about that? See, all of that is part of choosing life. See, because he say get angry but sin not. You supposed to love your neighbor like you love yourself. Things of this nature. But we around here looking at people sideways, talking behind each other's back, want to fight for small instances. Really just angry about your own life or whatever you dealing with and projecting that out on the rest of us. That's not choosing life. And we got an example of what choosing life look like, and that's in Jesus. And so I was trying to find us some scriptures, right? But I had ran across, I know we talked about the story of Lazarus before. But this time when I read it, it was a little different for me. Y'all know the story of Lazarus, right? I know you know it. Everybody else know it? Lazarus had died. And his sisters had wanted Jesus was coming. He said he was going to raise him from the dead. You remember that? Y'all all know the story, or do we need to read it, the whole thing? Read the whole thing? All right, come on, let's read the whole thing. I'm going to read it, so just pay attention, all right? I should get y'all quiet.
What chapter is it, Jeremiah? You said Jeremiah?
John. John chapter 11.
A63. 863? Yeah, 863.
A63, yeah. Everybody got it? All right, here we go. A man named Lazarus was sick. He lived in Bethany with his sisters, Mary and Martha. This is the Mary who later poured the expensive perfume on the Lord's feet and wiped them with her hair. Her brother Lazarus was sick, so the two sisters sent a message to Jesus telling him, Lord, your dear friend is very sick. But when Jesus heard about it, he said, Lazarus' sickness will not end in death. It happened for the glory of God, so that the Son of God will receive glory from this. So although Jesus loved Martha and Mary and Lazarus, he stayed where he was for the next 2 days. Finally, he said to his disciples, let's go back to Judea. But his disciples objected. Rabbi, they said, only a few days ago the people in Judea were trying to stone you. Are you going there again? Jesus replied, there are 12 hours of daylight every day. During the day, people can walk safely. They can see because they have the light of this world. But at night, there is danger of stumbling because they have no light. Then he said, our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep, but now I will go and wake him up. The disciples said, Lord, if he is sleeping, he will soon get better. They thought Jesus meant Lazarus was simply sleeping, but Jesus meant Lazarus had died. So he told them plainly, Lazarus is dead, and for your sakes I'm glad I wasn't there, for now you will really believe. Come, let's go see him. Thomas, nicknamed the twin, said to his fellow disciples, let's go too, and die with Jesus. When Jesus arrived at Bethany, he was told that Lazarus had already been in his grave for 4 days. Bethany was only a few miles down the road from Jerusalem, and many of the people had come to console Martha and Mary in their loss. When Martha got word that Jesus was coming, she went to meet him, but Mary stayed in the house. Martha said to Jesus, Lord, if only you had been here, my brother would not have died. But even now I know that God will give you whatever you ask. Jesus told her, your brother will rise again. Yes, Martha said, he will rise when everyone else rises at the last day. Jesus told her, I am the resurrection and the life. Anyone who believes in me will live even after dying. Everyone who lives in me and believes in me will never ever die. Do you believe this, Martha? Now I got to put something right there, because that's what I'm talking about, that part right there. Yes, Lord, she said, she told him, I have always believed you are the Messiah, the Son of God, the one who has come into the world from God. Then she returned to Mary. She called Mary aside from the mourners and told her, Jesus, you got it in your pocket? The teacher is here and wants to see you. So many immediately went to him. Jesus had stayed outside the village at the place where Martha met him. When the people who were at the house, the soul of Mary, saw her leaving so hastily, they assumed she was going to Lazarus' grave to weep. So they followed her there. When Mary arrived and saw Jesus, she fell at his feet and said, Lord, if only you had been here, my brother would not have died. When Jesus saw her weeping and saw the other people wailing, a deep anger welled up in him, and he was deeply troubled. Where have you put him? He asked them. They told him, Lord, come and see. Then Jesus wept. That's another one right there. The people who were standing nearby said, see how much you have loved him? But some said, this man healed a blind man. Couldn't he have kept Lazarus from dying? Jesus was still angry and had arrived at the tomb. A cave with a stone rolled across its entrance. Roll the stone aside, Jesus told them. But Martha, the dead man's sister, protested, Lord, he has been dead for 4 days. The smell will be terrible. Jesus responded, didn't I tell you that you will see God's glory if you believe? So they rolled the stone aside. Then Jesus looked up to the heaven and said, Father, thank you for hearing me. You always hear me. But I said it out loud for the sake of all these people standing here, so that they will believe you sent me. Then Jesus shouted, Lazarus, come out. And the dead man came out, and his hands and feet bound in grave clothes, his face wrapped in headcloth. Jesus told them, unwrap him and let him go. Ooh. That's a lot in there. That's a lot in there. Now, who believes this story? Question. Who believes this story? What? Okay. You said you believe. Why you believe?
About the faith, you gotta have her. But then she said she had faith in the beginning. That's why you got real angry at her to change her life, change her faith and everything. It's like the process of choosing. If you choose to have faith, you feel like I was reading, like if you choose to have faith, that's when you will have understanding. But faith got weak, I guess. You know what I'm saying? And that's for all of us sometimes. You know what I'm saying? We can get lost in the moment, in the flesh, I can say, in the spirit.
He said Lazarus' sickness was not ending death.
You said what?
I said he said.
Right, I know that. So since he said that, that's what made you.
Yeah.
What made you believe this story?
Because when God says something, he gonna do it. He ain't gonna do it right then and there, but he gonna do it like. He ain't gonna do it how you wanna do it, but he gonna help you out. But it just ain't gonna be right then and there, or it ain't gonna be where you want it. But it's always been like that. Like when I got locked up, I prayed to God, like, hey, Joe, if you, I ain't going back. It ain't happened right there and there, but like 6 months later, I was there now. Yeah, I ain't been back since then.
My man. Who else said that believe the story?
I believe the story because it kind of go back to his point. It was like God waited before he acted, and God always tells us to wait and be patient in the Lord. And it was like he came through because initially he already heard that Lazarus was sick before Lazarus died, and then it said that he waited a couple of days, and then he told the disciples resurrected. So it was like it's like that story of the son of the king who wanted to try his own life and then came back hoping to be a servant to his father, but really his father was already on the way there to meet him where he was, to bring him back and have a whole feast, because eventually they finna have this. Well, I know.
Right.
But yeah.
Damon, you ain't raised your hand. Well, you don't believe that?
I believe it.
Why you believe it?
I ain't gonna lie. It's like with God, if you got faith, like strong faith, or you don't believe nothing else, just that, it's bound to happen. It's like, I believe that anything they said God did, he did, if people have faith in him.
What they mean when they said Jesus wept?
That's a good one. That's a good one. I believe that's the shortest verse
No, I heard before,
in
but
the
I
Bible.
ain't know.
Jesus wept.
Jesus wept. That's the shortest verse in the Bible. That's a good question. Jesus, God didn't want us to die. He ain't make us to die. We decided to eat off the tree, let sin in, so now we die. This was his friend. So when he seen his friend and all the people crying, and how death make anybody feel, you know what I mean? He was fully God, but he was fully human too. So yeah, he understood that no, he ain't gone, but the human side, our human side, you know what I mean, still gone. I'm a Christian. I know that if another Christian died, that that's actually a good thing. He home with the Father, but my human side gonna be sad because I ain't gonna see him in this realm no more. I ain't gonna be able to touch him right here no more. We ain't gonna be able to have conversations like we had like this no more. So I mean, I honor this. Like you know what I mean? Like I cherish the moments I have with y'all and my loved ones and things like that. So when they die, it hurt. But ultimately, I get over it and I'm able to deal with it because I know that's not the end. You know what I mean? I know one day we're gonna get back together because we believe in the same heaven. And so that's where we're gonna link back up at. But my human side, my flesh side, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. And so you didn't raise your hand. Why don't you believe this story?
I kind of do, but
Not a lot. Like, so I kind of feel like the losing faith part, I understand where they was coming from a little bit. Because I have my days where I feel like he don't be coming through it. I feel like he don't come through when I need him to or when I want him to. So I lose faith sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand where they was coming from. So it's like, I'm like in the middle.
You say he don't come.
Come through like when I want him to or like when I feel like I need him to. Like right then and there, like how can I put this? Like I said,
Go ahead, I'm listening.
yeah, I'm trying to see how can I put it because I don't want to say when I need it. I'm trying to say like, if I wanted something done right now type thing, and I couldn't get it done, and it was like important to me, I lose faith. Like if I really wanted it done, I know he's the only person I could depend on in this moment, then yeah, like sometimes I lose faith or I get discouraged.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's a good segue into something else. So you be battling with your faith and he don't come through when you think he should come
Yeah.
through. Right. Okay. Who else didn't raise their hand?
So what do you mean by when he say he pulled the mustard over his eyes and washed it away? I can see it
Where you at?
right here in chapter 9.
We ain't in chapter 9. We went all the way to chapter 9. We in chapter 11.
I was reading that part.
Nah, we ain't going all the way back there.
You going back there though?
Because we focused on one thing right now.
All right.
And we talking about because we choosing life. And so I want to go focus on verse in chapter 11, verse 25. I want to go look at verse 25. When Jesus told her, I am the resurrection and the life. Anyone who believes in me will live even after dying. Everyone who lives in me and believes in me will never ever die. But what's trippy is he asking the same question that I'm asking y'all. Do you believe this, Maafa? That's a question mark. Do you believe? And this Jesus, do you believe this, Maafa? Because if you don't believe it, if you don't believe that by choosing life through Jesus Christ, that ultimately you will never die, then you really never really live. Because you're gonna be so caught up in head on the swivel. Doing something. You only live once.
might as well.
That's a crazy quote right there.
Might as well do.
That's what, and we get that in our mind. I'm talking about that's the biggest lie ever told. You only live once. Who believe that? You only live once. I'm finna say it, because I live every day. I don't know how many days I'm at living. But you died once. Well, flesh died once. So ain't nothing really true about the one, huh? The whole one thing a lie. You die more than once. You live more than once. Why would they tell her? Why? Because I didn't make that saying up, and I know none of y'all didn't make the saying up. But I know we done adopted it. I know I used it a whole lot of times to justify me going to do what I wanted to do.
Might as well do.
You only live once. I'm on that there. I only got one life to live, man. I'm gonna live it to the fullest. I'm gonna live it. My thing be at this point in our community, I just look at that like, and just knowing that my community saying only live once and jumping out there doing things that we don't even be doing nothing tangible, nothing spectacular. We saying this about
Going to the club.
about going there and out. This show only live once, great life experience. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just be like, Joe, like, no, bro, that ain't. That's your risk it all moment. Fuck it, I go to hell. We gonna go there to hell, cut up, bro. I'm just like, dog, we don't want much.
You don't take much.
You know what I'm saying?
It didn't take much to have.
I feel like that's like to your point, like why do people believe or accept YOLO? It
You
make
say
them
what?
question what they believe.
You said what?
I said, to your point, you was like, why do people, basically, why do people gravitate to YOLO like that?
What the hell is
You
that?
only live once. YOLO.
That's what you
YOLO,
said.
man. Fuck it. YOLO. Go ahead.
I'm like, what do you mean? YOLO. Huh?
YOLO.
You only live once. That's the whole.
You own it.
YOLO. YOLO, shorty. Go ahead.
Reason people be adopting that mindset of philosophy because they question what they believe. Like you said, it gives them justification for what they do.
Right.
If you only live once, then you don't got to worry about a second life or a second death or the consequences that will.
Right, for sure. YOLO. That's what YOLO.
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 Go ahead.
That's what that means.
Yeah,
I done seen that.
YOLO, shorty. Go ahead. Hey, that's
I was too scared to ask what it meant. You know what I mean? YOLO.
YOLO. Fuck it.
Y'all just put me up. I'm back down. I don't. Well, YOLO. You heard that? You heard that part?
He said,
You did too? What about you? You ain't never heard it, right?
exactly.
YOLO.
That's where everybody got what they put on.
Exactly. Drake and Lil Wayne,
Like 2013.
2013.
I was in high school.
It's all in the
I
music.
was in high school, so it was 2013. I was a senior in 2014.
YOLO.
I was seeing 2013. So
That's how it goes.
that's how long ago I go back.
That's deep, man.
That's God. You only live once. That's the mark.
That's deep. All right. So let's try to get back, man. You see how? But it's in the music.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It's in the music. So that be going back to old boy here. The vibrations
That's deep.
and how did you want? Yo. Y'all good? So it all goes back to what we listening to, where we getting our information from. You think that's what guides some of the way we live our lives, where we gather our information from? And I'm talking about, we've been here 12 months. And every day that we come, we do meditation. Every day, 5 days a week, we pull it from the Word of God. And man, you'll be done yourself a disservice by not clinging on to something from this Word. If anything that we tried to do was try to get you into this Word, man, I don't care about no job. I don't care about no anger management, no drug treatment, no Jimmy. That ain't my concern. I don't care about none of that. The only thing I care about is you turning your life over to the Lord, bro. That's it. That is it. Like the carrot that we hang in front of you, this little measly check. That ain't, imagine that. We'll pay you to come in to get the Word of God. I know for a fact that he feel the same way, 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 and Irvin feel the same way. I ain't got to ask them nothing. Because I know that's the only reason that we got y'all here. It ain't about a job. It ain't about no getting off no drugs. All of that come with this. You gonna get a job when you do this. You gonna get off drugs when you do this. Your attitude gonna change when you dive into this. So that's true. That's what we talking about, choosing life, bro. This is the way we listen. This morning when I was thinking about this, right? I always try to dive into my life, and so I think about when I was choosing death, right? And I was a vice lord to the 100 power, right? So every stitch of paperwork there is, I know it. And so I think about the oath that I made coming into this thing. And I'm talking about in the oath, it literally said, serving my time constructively while incarcerated. So upon my release, I'll be more useful to myself, my family, my nation, and my community as a whole. Pause. Pause. I learned that when I was about 10 years old. Right? I'm free as a bird. Wow. But I just made an oath to be in the penitentiary. Incarcerated means you've been jailed. So I just made a pledge on my life at 10 to be in the penitentiary. Wow. See, so that's what I'm saying. We wrapped up in stuff and saying stuff and doing stuff. Life and death in the power of the tongue. You talking about on the foe, you talking about on this, on Maafa, on the C, on the T, all that goofy shit. And I'm telling you, you don't even know what you're saying. You condemning yourself. Ain't nobody make me say it, make me do it. I went to them, so I'm ready, bitch. Come on, make me a real one. We went in the gangway and we went on. Let's get it. You know? And I came out and I thought I was different. I thought I was a part of something, but the whole time I just sold my life away in this gangway. I chose death and incarceration and hurting my family and my mama and just my grandmama and them. I did all that in that gangway. And here we are, still right now. I'm talking about, I know how y'all don't know no paperwork. I know that. You know what I mean? I'm talking about, for what? This the reason why we got what we got going on. Not saying that, listen, killing and the murder rate was way higher when I was a shorty than it is today. Understand that. But the difference was, it was sanctioned. It was grandma never wasn't getting shot. They weren't scared to go outside. Kids was cool. It was straight for them. Cause you not finna go blow the block down with shorty them out there. You ain't finna go shoot by Miss Jackson on the porch. Cause she know all us. She can identify everyone else. Miss Jackson on this block, Miss Johnson on Lockwood, it was another Miss Jackson on Road. I'm talking about that every block. We knew one of these ladies and somebody over there that could identify and tell on us. And not tell the police, but tell my mama. Call my granny. And they out here with a gun.
Out some of these drugs.
They out here selling drugs. And my mama pull up with embarrassment. Call you a real name. Come on, man! What you on? What you on? But see, now we done got to a point to where, a lot of these mothers these days want to be your buddy. Y'all start off friends. You little man. until you a man and you don't have a clue what that is. You just a mature little boy with hair on your face. She couldn't teach you what a man was. She thought being a man was dressing up nice. Dressing, matching up fly. Sending you off. Sending you off. It happened to me. Sending you off. And so now we just, and I'm telling you, this what, it just make it real simple when I just deal with what's in front of me. When I just deal with my reality, when I just deal with what I deal with when I walk out the door and see my little brothers and how warped I was and how warped, even more warped y'all is, it be like, bro, hell no, I can't be a part of that. I can't be. How the hell can I be a part of something when just this little stuff, the leaf, is in the circle. I can't trust none of these niggas, all these niggas get high. And this before I knew him, he wasn't even smoking yet. He was smoking. And all of them behind him was smoking. Then before Shorty, he ain't started smoking till maybe 5-6 years ago. It was his uncle, who he could beat with bats and chains and everything to get him to stop smoking before he smoked. You see what I'm saying? All of these things we was trying to prevent, though we thought we was doing something healthy, we thought we was doing something right. But the whole time, if you pay attention to what you pledge your life to, it pleases you to go to the penitentiary. It wants you to die. That's what it's about. That whole thing. And you know, people, they mislead you when they tell you that this started out good. It didn't. That's a lie. That's another lie that the white folks telling. Because it's their story. That's a lie. It didn't start out good. We didn't start out for the community. That's a lie. With the gangs. There wasn't. There was a gang first. Went to Little Joliet, Little St. Charles, when they came up with this here thing. They locked up when they came up with this here thing, got out. It didn't start turning good to Bobby Gore. To other people saw that we got a whole bunch of black boys. We need to get them some literature. We need to mold them in a way to where the community at least safe. That's the real story. But you look at these documentaries and how they try to tell you there was something glorified. Well, not glorified about this time. Never have been. That's the oath, it ain't changed. That's been the oath since the beginning. Since the beginning, 1954. That's been the oath. And so now, if that's been what we pledge our life to, man, it's time to make a new pledge. It's time to make a new pledge. It's time to choose life. And life more abundantly. Because I'm telling you, all while I was in the streets, bro, yeah, I had it. That's cool. But I couldn't do nothing with it. It was all, the man told me, when I was trying to get the house, he was like, you need at least $5,000 in your account. And then he told me the credit score you need. I'm like, oh, all right, I'm gonna go put it in the mall. He was like, no, you can't do it like that. I'm like, what you mean? I just said 5 in the account. He's like, you can't do it like that. Where it come from? I'm like, it's come out my drawer. I'm ignorant. I didn't know. He like, nah, man, they gotta, because when I send it over to the lender, when they do the deep dive into your finances, that got to be accounted for. It got to be a check stub attached to that. I'm like, oh, man, what is you on, bro? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, get all the money you want to get. All the money you want to get, you ain't gonna be able to buy nothing tangible with it. You ain't gonna be able to buy no assets with it. You can buy all the liabilities you want. You could buy all, you know how you talk about guns and butter on baby boy? Oh, you could buy all the liabilities you want. Buy the new car, buy some jewelry, buy all the shoes and the clothes, all the depreciating value. You would never make nothing off of it. But if you buy some assets, something that's gonna make you some money, you see what I'm saying? It's a whole mind switch. It's this whole renewing of the mind thing that I love about the Word of God, man. I'm talking about in so many aspects of choosing life, it's gonna change everything for you. We done talked about gains to finances in the past 20 minutes, bro, and it all came from right here. Because I sat in them right where you at. Been right there. Didn't go nowhere without the party. For what? Because it gave me a false sense of security. It's a false sense of security because how many people I done put down with their pipe on? I'm talking about, and I'm hoping he got it, because once I know when the police found it on him, they ain't even investigate. Only shooters understand what I'm talking about. This how that go. False sense, man. False sense of security, false sense of reality, false sense of life. That's what choosing death look like for us. You said something earlier. Let's go to 2 Peter 3:9 real quick. You said something earlier that I think is relevant, man. Because that be a lot of our thing. It be we can't wait.
Yeah.
It be we can't wait. Wow, man, hell no, wait, it's an emergency, God. You see they trying to kill me?
Man, 81.
This is emergency, God. You see I'm losing my mind. I can't sleep.
You say 2 Peter?
2 Peter 3:9, that's on page 983. 983. Read it, Joy. 8 and 9. Yeah.
For the first chapter, right?
Chapter 3.
Say, but you must not forget this one thing, dear friend. A day is like 1,000 years to the Lord. 1,000 years is like a day. The Lord isn't really being slow about his promise as some people think. No, he is being patient for you, for your sake. He does not want anyone to be destroyed, but wants everyone to repent.
Hallelujah, man. Hallelujah, man. He don't want us to die in our mess. You know, that's why I know he ain't made me rich yet. No, for real. Because I see, listen, man, I'm clear. I'm clear that if he make me rich right now, today, if he make me rich right now, today, I ain't gonna be a mom. Right now, today, you make me rich today, I'm gone. Not saying that I love y'all or none of that, but I'm gonna be feeling like, man, yeah, he knew what it took me to get up out of there.
We are the man of the Maafa Redemption Project. We cannot redeem our families and our community. We first redeem ourselves. Therefore, our mission to invest in the mind, body, and spirit, so that we may repair and build our city one life at a time.